Hello, my name's Kevin and welcome to Love Decanters channel. So today I'm going to show you some early barrel shaped spirit bottles, or decanters depending on what you want to call them. Usually you should say spirit bottles, but I'm going to say decanters because you're still decanting, just not filtering as you're decanting because it's, you know, whiskey or rum or whatever. But anyway, the ones I've got, they're sort of like that. So circa 1800 to sort of like up to probably about 1840 I'm going to show you, and I have some earlier ones in that period, sort of like closer to the 1800, maybe even pre that, and then I've got some slightly later ones, and I have an odd one that so yeah, I've got like 3 of the early ones, 3 of the later early ones, and then 1 odd one. Yes, so and I'll show you the odd one as well and why it's odd, and I won't bother with references for most of this because I know what they are. They're mine, they're in my collection. The other thing I'd like to say is that most of these would have originally been, maybe all of them would have been in a stand, so you'd have it on a sort of like, as I said, 2 or 3. 3 of the ones I'm going to show you have actually come out of stands. And I do need to do a video on decanter stands, so I've got like a whole bunch of early decanter stands, and yeah, they're kind of like, you can see, yeah, there's some of them. Oh, and I'm knocking stuff down left, right and centre, but anyway, yeah, so yeah, I will do a video on that at some point, but anyway, let's get on and have a look at some decanters, eh? So this is the first 3 I'm going to show you. I think these are all post 1820, and they show a mix of old and newer features, like the hobnails on these. This is like newer style hobnail. Yep, and you've even got hobnails on the stopper. Can you see? And then this one has flat diamonds, which are earlier, okay, but it also has panel cutting, and it's very precise fat panel cutting. See, look, when I just catch the light on it, you can see it's really nice and straight, okay, which to me indicates this is, although these are flat diamonds, which are normally associated with foot-powered, treadle-powered cutting, not steam-powered, but these panels look more like steam-powered work. Yeah, and the level of precision in how it's done, and the stopper has matching flat diamonds on it as well. Yeah. All 3 of these have come out of stands, and yeah, 3 are out of a wooden stand, and 3, yeah, this one's out of a wooden stand, these are out of metal stands, and this one has, you know, like a little button mushroom stopper, yeah, and the panels are, the hobnails are like, they're flat, but they're how can I say this? They're like, they look superficially, they look like the sharp hobnails, but in actual fact they're quite flat. And also when you look at the cutting, it's difficult to show, but actually, in fact, it's not. They're not as flat and straight as they are on this one. So this one might. It's got the flat diamonds. This one might actually be treadle power cut, because there's something, you know, the way the cutting doesn't go quite up to the edge here and stuff. It just says, you know, and it's got little notches cut in the top here. These notches are a bit more heavily cut in. In fact, they're not even notches cut in because they've actually cut the petals out. Yeah, so that is completely cut, and whereas this has been cut with notches. If I can get it to focus on it, so that's the natural edge there, and then they've just cut a notch in it, which means that they've taken the easy way out in a way in cutting, in achieving that effect with less cutting. And that's because I think this one is not steam powered cutting, and this one is, and this one is. And in fact, this one doesn't even have a natural rim. The rim is cut. So, yeah. And the other ones in the set are all cut as well. So, yeah, it's not just like a one-off thing. So, yeah, you've got this like transition. So this one's probably, theoretically, this one's an earlier one maybe, because this one looks more softly and less accurately cut than the other two, which probably means that it's not steam powered cutting, because this is when it was all coming in. In England it started coming in the late 18th century, but I think they were still doing, there were so many glass makers, it probably took quite a long time to get around to doing all of them. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on these three. The next three I'll show you will be earlier ones. So these are the earlier ones I have. I only have these as singles. I don't have stands for them, but I think they would have come out of a stand. Now, I'm going to show you these in order of good, better, best, just like they do on the Antiques Roadshow. So we're going to start with this one, which is deceptively simple, but it's got all of this panel cutting, which would have been, you can see it's got flat diamonds. So this is pre-steam powered cutting, and the cutting, yeah, you can actually see the striations in it where they haven't polished it out properly. And yeah, but it's cool. It's like a gentler thing. And you've got the stopper, which is matching the body, so you can see you've got panels cut underneath here, and you've got flat diamonds and panels cut over the top. But even those, they're kind of like softly done. Can you see they didn't even bother going right to the very top? Can you see that there? So they've just cut little triangles up, but they've not actually made them meet at the top. So yeah, so this is, and the little panels on the shoulder don't stop about here. And they've not put them on the neck, and there's nothing on the neck. The neck's completely natural. It's got a polished pontal. Can you see in the middle? There is quite a bit of bloom in the bottom of there, and you can see that where there on the edge. Can you see it? Yeah, so that's quite a nice one. This is actually one of the very early decanter for me. And now I've had this over 30 years, and it's still lovely. Look at these swags here like this. So this is similar in a way to the other one. You know, the stopper's different, and this one has little notches cut in it, and similar. But yeah, it's got these swags. They're just cool. That's a very uncommon feature. You don't see that very often. So yeah, that is really nice. I've had this one nearly 30 years. It's one of the early decanters I bought. I thought, yeah, it's cool, just because of these little swags. Right, now we're going to go to the last one. So I've only had this one, I think I've had this about 20 years. And yeah, so the stopper's different again. Let me get the stopper out and show you. Check it out. If I can get it to focus. There we go. Look at that, it's like a little flower bud. Yeah, so this is a superior quality one, even though I think this is all treadle powered cutting. This isn't steam cutting, but yeah, it's just a superior thing, because look at this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? With the shallow diamonds running up the side here. You've got some panels around the bottom, but then you've got this little row of shallow diamonds here. You see the wear here. where it sits on the table. And yeah, this is just such a superior item, even though with this kind of like non-machine, you know, early cutting, you can see it's actually not quite straight. You know, if this were done with steam-powered cutter, everything would be super accurate. But these little things around here are not quite straight. It's difficult to tell on the film that I'm looking at, because this camera's might look better on film, but if you were to see it in real life, you'd go, oh yeah, it's got a slightly not quite right quality to it that you don't get with some of the others. You've got little panels cut on the shoulders, but these actually go quite high, and you've got when they say pouring lip, it actually has like a lip to pour through. So if you hold it like this, let me do it like this, you can see. Yeah, so you pour it that way. Yeah, so that's super cool, that one. That's the superior model. So if you were going in the shop, you'd be going, oh, that one's 5 shillings, that one's 10 shillings, and that one's 20 shillings, or something like that anyway. In fact, 20 shillings is £1. It can be a guinea, that one, or something, you know. But anyway, those are the early ones that I have, because I think these ones are all very, you know, hand, you know, foot-powered cutting, and just the style of them, just all of them have got very flat diamonds on. There's nothing of the later things that were coming. So anyway, so that's these ones, and we've got the odd one to show you now. So here is the odd one, and this is where your experience on things comes in. So yeah, I have several barrel-shaped decanters. I don't know how many early spirit bottles I've got. Probably 40, 50, I don't know. Loads. I've got loads. I've got loads more to show you. Okay? So, I'm always looking for either something that's good quality, original stopper, blah, 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 or something that's unusual, that just goes, ooh, that's sways away from the norm. And that's this. And it was so cheap. I think I saw it probably 15, 20 years ago at Newark Antiques Fair, biggest antiques fair in Europe, I think it is. And I saw this on a table, and it was like about £3 or something like that. And I thought, well, it's got no stopper, but that is so weird. The way that the lip is a bit weird. That's not usual. The fact that this moulding, usually when you see spirit bottles, you know, I've got barrel shaped, I've got ones that are sort of like just circular, not barrel shaped, oval ones, square ones, and all the ribbing goes vertical. This one goes horizontal, so obviously it really stuck out. And anyway, not long after I started this channel, I bought a book on American glass, and I was flicking through it, and this is an early 19th century American decanter. So yeah, I don't know what it's worth. I don't know how rare it really is in America. So they might be 10 a penny in America, or it might be super rare. Nobody's ever seen one apart from the drawing in the book. But yeah, I was flicking through this book. It should have like a stopper. Let me just pull one off the shelf somewhere, off something else, to give you an idea of what it should look like. Yeah, I'll put it out of this one here. This is way too big, but it should have a stopper that looks like that, sitting on top of it. So hang on, if I hold it there, yeah, that gives you an idea of how it should look. Anyway, which is not usual for this type of decanter either. So yeah, I just saw it, thought it was really weird. It looks really early. Let me turn it over. yeah, it's got pushed in base, and then it's got ponton in the middle that's polished out. So someone has done that, and then the fitting is very badly done, which is what you see on 18th century decanters. Really, see how thin that is. Normally a fitting, the bit that's been ground to fit is usually sort of like about this much longer, but this curves out so it doesn't do that. So yeah, it was really, those are the kind of things I'm looking for. It was a bit weird, a bit strange. So my thoughts on this was, oh, if it is an English one, you know, it might be 18th century because it's so unusual, weird, etc., etc. But then I found it as a drawing, and it's an early 19th century American one. And I'll give you a quick look at the drawing. This is a page from the book American Glass by George and Helen MacKearnin. And yeah, so this is the decanter that we're interested in here. And yeah, the neck ring here looks a bit different. In America, in this book, they call it triple neck ring. In the UK, we call it annulated. But yeah, this looks a bit fatter than all that's in the thing. But anyway, what's the same about this decanter is actually the number of ribs down the side. He's actually done this accurately because it matches with the number of ribs on the things. And this is the bit that's blown in a mould. All of this is done by hand up here. So they blew into a mould, and then they would finish it, you know, put it on a ponton and finish this bit, and this ring would be added by hand, and this lip would be added by hand, because this is a bit narrower than the one I have. So, but the fact that the mould has got the same number of ribs as the picture does kind of tells me, yeah, this is the right decanter. And I've never seen it anywhere else, so I'm still happy it's the right decanter. It's very difficult from this book to figure out how old this decanter is. I think, I'm not 100% certain, but I think it's from the period 1800 to 1812. So, yeah, I think. But anyway, this is it. And it wasn't until I bought this book and saw this, I went, haha, I know what that decanter is. Anyway, let's wrap this up now. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm always looking for the odd and unusual things that step away and trying to figure out what they are. Yeah, so I will give you a reference for the book American Glass, and yeah, and I'm wearing a shirt today. This is not a normal occasion. I've been out, and don't expect to see it anytime soon. Yeah, I'm not changing my ways. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, there will be a lot more spirit bottles in this in this channel at some point, because I have piles of them in the shed. I don't even know what's in some of those shelves, to tell the truth. I had to go down and poke and pull a couple of these out of there. So yeah, what else do I have to say? I think that's about it. So please remember to like and subscribe, because it really does help my channel, and it's free. You just press the button and it says you're subscribed. It does mean my video may reappear in your list of videos to watch. So if you don't want that to ever happen again, you don't want to ever see my face again, don't press subscribe. But please do press subscribe, because it does help my channel. And thank you for watching, and have a good night. Good night.